ina oi so anaya o da ai no yo o onaya kita. Kio o na ai na o ina ya o nia a a a. Ia na ya o nia a nia o nia a. Kia na ai ana. O Inaya o Inae Inaya Kinaya tayo Inaya ki ang Inoya Akinaya ki a Kianaria a Kia o no oya Hio no hina a Kaya a Ina a in Kinaian noi Dayani Kaya
Ini akana tikana tatatotoya nakatatiti uya na mananania vatana tatatetio tatatata. Ayo ana amani.
Naya Kinaya 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 o Naya Kinaya Kinaya Kina o na ia ia o naya ina a ia ina o a o ina o naya o naya ia o ina kan o ia o naya o kina
Yanani. We thank you. We thank you. We are Ra, the Ra Collective. We greet you from our hearts in your heart. We thank you for being here with us, for allowing us to speak, for allowing us to be here to support you. We are ready for your questions.
Thank you so much for being here and being part of our journey. I might have, is it a question? I would like to share a feeling that I always had, and I would like you to share your view on it. As I understand, you are the god of the sun. And to start, for us, the idea of the sun is still sinking in, I guess. Maybe you can explain more about the idea of what the sun actually means.
Yeah. We have been in ancient Egypt, and that's when people saw us as the god of the sun.
Mm.
But we are no more God than you are. It was just the view of the people of that time. We came with a much higher frequency than people had at that time. So they saw us shining with light. And that's why they thought we must be gods. And the sun has different connotations for you. On one hand, it brings you warmth. It allows you to live on your planet. And it allows the plants to grow, to feed you. And it also is a source of energy that you only now start to realize. That the sun is feeding you directly too. And you're gonna come more and more into a state where you can live from the photon energy. When you're no longer depending on physical, material nutrition. But don't get us wrong, no pressure. This is not something you should push to achieve. But let it unfold in its own timing. And the sun is not only about the physical sun you see in the sky. There are many suns, there are many galaxies in the universe. And you might have heard about the sun behind the sun behind the sun, and the great central sun, which is source. And it's not so much about the differences between all of these suns and between you. Because the most important teaching, should we call it teaching, or let's better say sharing, we want to bring to you is that we are all one. We are all aspects of one another. We are all aspects of Source. So it's not important to look at the differences. What's important is to look at what we have in common. That we are all part of the same Source, universe, God, whatever you would like to call it. We know that your mind, your brain would like to get more information, to be more satisfied with facts. But that's not really what is important. It's not so much about the physical 3D location and information. We are from a higher dimension, from a higher density anyway. And you are too. You just are guests here in this still third dimension. You came here to be part of the great process of shift. You came here to support this shift to higher dimensions. For all beings, should they choose to shift. Did we answer it enough for you?
I think so. I have a little bit more, but it's for the story how I experienced it. It's like that the sun contained kind of love or light energy, and that it's radiating it to the universe, not one sun, but the suns. And we're just getting a fraction of that energy on Earth. And it's like we on Earth, we try to get an idea what this energy is that we need so much, because we use the word love for so many things, but what is it actually? Or maybe my whole idea is wrong about it, but am I in the right direction with this?
Well, you can easily call it love. You can, and you are definitely in the right direction. You only get a fraction of it because all this, the energy of source is so high, it would just be overwhelming for you in your still 3D physical body. So everything is arranged that you get just the perfect amount of energy that's good for you in this now moment. And this can change from every moment to moment. The next day it might be more than the day before. And yeah, love. You know that your human words are just like crutches. You can't really explain the energy. You may have already noticed that during this transmission, we not only share words with you, we also share energy. So there's light and love coming in. And everybody who's listening will receive just the perfect amount. And to expand a bit more on the word love. Yes. For humans, there are so many nuances to this word. They call it a feeling. But divine love is more like a state of being. A state of being present with yourself, being without judgment, being connected to all that is. And literally all that is. So connected to Source, God, or whatever you want to call it. And connected to all your fellow humans. And connected to animals, to nature, to the plant kingdom, to spirit beings. Being consciously being part of something that you might call a World Wide Web. Though it's pretty different from the one you're used to. But nevertheless, the digital World Wide Web was already a beginning, a possibility for you to connect more easily with fellow humans. It has its downsides, but it also has really big advantages, as the advantage of connecting with soul sisters and brothers who live far away from you. This is also a type of crutch you need until you really open up to telepathy, until you really can communicate without words, just through opening your consciousness. And this will open more and more. You're already noticing it, probably. you really can look forward to it. So many misunderstandings will fall away. When you don't need words anymore to communicate. We will bring through activating frequencies and light codes to help you communicate more telepathically. And as we already said, there's no pressure. There's nothing to achieve. Everything will unfold in perfect timing. Any clarifying question?
Yeah, that was beautiful. Thank you. In one of the previous meetings, you were talking about everything can be, and that's clear. At the moment, we are all working on raising our frequencies. And how can it be that a frequency of, for example, anger or fear can be, and you still can be in a high frequency? Is that not a contrast?
First, we would like to say that it's not really about working to raise your frequency.
Mm.
It's more about allowing it to unfold naturally.
That's also what I feel. That's why I was wondering, because it feels like everywhere the intention is on
Yeah,
going to that point, and that doesn't feel right for me. And still, there is this thing of like when all the frequencies can be, and I'm way we're judging way less.
yeah.
Is this the for me the feeling? I have the feeling that that's enough, but everybody's talking about that we have to go um, to this point where everything is higher, and I had more the feeling that for my personal goal is not to be triggered too much by everything that I feel or experience, but be more the observer. Does this mean that having a higher frequency and being more the observer?
You could very well put it this way, yeah. It is here in your spiritual efforts, there is still shown how you grew up as humans in this incarnation, or the pressure you had at school, or the pressure at work, all this, everything must be faster, must be higher. All this competition and all this self-judgment. And this is not really what brings you to higher frequencies. Letting your higher self be the observer, letting yourself be the observer of what's going on. Is a much healthier way, would be the natural way. We know that that even with people who are spiritual and want to be spiritual, there's a lot of competition going on. And there's also a lot of pressure, like you need this class, you need this activation, you absolutely need this and quickly. We would suggest you to just trust in the process. And allow yourself to be where you are now. That does not mean that you should immerse yourself in the anger, but you already said that. Be the observer, the non-judgmental observer. This is the best thing you can do to keep your vibration high, because it's much more about going back, remembering your high vibration, because you don't have to go somewhere where you haven't been before. You as a soul, you know these high vibrations. You just have to be reminded, have to remember. It's not something you have to learn anew. It's already planted in you. Your soul came from this high vibration. That's why you incarnated. To help to remind others of these high vibrations and to experience how it is when you incarnate and start on a lower vibration. And then, step by step, in perfect timing, remember that you are a high vibrational being, that you are not only this body, that you are also all there is, that you are source. What on the other side doesn't mean that how it often happened. Completely deny your body or see it as something bad, as something ugly, as something that has to be overcome. You didn't come on earth to overcome your body. You came on earth to bring your high frequencies, your high vibrations into your body. And raise also your body's frequency. This was one of the most interesting parts for you, because this has not been done before. That the bodily structures are raising their frequency to such a high vibration in one lifetime. And this is also what sometimes makes it quite challenging, especially for those of you who came very early in time, when the overall vibration was still quite low. And your body was adjusted in the beginning to this vibration. So the bandwidth your body needs to rise is much higher than for the new children of the millennium, of the 2000s. So don't be harsh on yourself. See yourself with compassion. See yourself with the eyes of love, of compassion. See yourself with the eyes of thought. We are amazed by you, how you successfully managed to do already this much of the shift. And you really have been very successful. all of you listening to this. We are proud of you, really proud of you. And you can be proud of you too. Thank you. Any questions?
I'm I'm a bit processing it all at the moment.
Yeah.
Maybe the only it's maybe a little bit a personal question, but as we're talking about the sun, I think it might be the place to ask it. In years back when I started doing spiritual work, I once shut up and I was in the middle of a sun. And at that moment, I felt complete. And I've been wondering, like, is that I don't know. Maybe you can explain where I was at that time. Is that possible?
Well, you are part of our collective too. And you, at that moment, connected deeply with us. That's why you felt complete. And it's not so much about a physical location where you have been. We should say that it's more about like like an image. You said you have been in the sun, and this is right, and it may not have been the physical sun you see in the sky, but on another dimension. Yes, in the sun.
It felt like it burned from the inside out, or it burned away many patterns. And,
This
and
is part of the image,
mm,
and this is also what happens when you reconnect with your collective.
mm, that's
It's not
beautiful.
a thing of temperature, but yes, it's part of the image, we should say.
Mm. Thank you. It's feels for me really helpful.
And, and you can always set the intention to reconnect with your collective. This is not only a message for you personally. This is a message for everybody listening or watching. You can always set the intention either for going into a meditation or when you go to sleep. Set the intention that you reunite with your collective. You're a powerful being, and your intention really makes the difference. It's very powerful. At this point, we would like to stop talking and bring through a little transmission to support you on your path. Ayana na 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 ayana wuta na tikanta to oyana kana tita to oyana. Ayo oyana 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 oyana. Ayana na niya wanana. We are all one. There is no difference between you and your brothers and sisters, even though it might seem that there are a lot of differences, even though you might have a quarrel with them. You are, we are all one. You are one with them. We invite you to remember this in the background, even in moments when you are quarreling. Like, this is the setting behind it. And to remember this might take out some pressure, might help you not to feel so much triggered. Iya na 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 na. Iya nagia katutuku. Uya nakakaria katututu. Uya nakatatiti. Iwa tata. Aya naman no. We are Ra. And we are very grateful that you allowed us to speak to you. We shower you with our blessings. We send you love and light from our hearts. And so it is. Adonai, Adonai, Adonai. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We would like to give you, if you are new to this, a little guidance. We would invite you to take some rest, fully digest and integrate the energies. Drink a lot of water today. And be very caring with yourself and your body during the next 3 days. Because there were powerful energies coming in. And it will be good for your whole being to allow yourself to digest them calmly and peacefully. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. We loved connecting with you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Thank you.